Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I was doing Nashville, Tennessee, and we are back at the site of Castle Ravenloft in Red Sky Bay, inspired by the castle created by Tracy and Laura Hickman in the i6 D&D module, way back in the day. We're at night. Maybe they worked on it at night because it's a vampire thing. Maybe they're vampires. Whoa, dang it, I'm doing a bad job of running around to like get cool camera angles, and I'm dying a lot as a result, or nearly dying. Anyway. Don't want to fall to my death. What I do want to do is I want to work on the back side of this tower so it doesn't look like a weird glitched chunk missing thing from that side, and I want to work more on this tower as well. If we can get both of these towers in, it's going to go a long way toward having the castle look good in the distance, which in fairness is where a lot of people are going to see it from if they're flying over with their elytras or what have you. So I figure I will just hop right in with some blocks and get going. Time skip. I have made some wonderful progress on the backside of the south tower here, as you can tell, and I've even started a little bit on the high tower's backside. Now, unfortunately, I ran out of blocks before I could get all the way to the top, so I'm going to show you something I've been working on as well off camera. I've had a little bit of time this weekend in between my various day job obligations to do a little bit of mining. Now, this central air shaft here is actually not going to have a floor when it's done. It's going to run all the way down here from the catacombs/dungeons, which I need to actually put like the catacombs and stuff in. But we've got a lot of space down here that has to be mined out. That'll give me the opportunity to collect the stone I need to continue the whole rest of this. Now, although I haven't done the whole catacombs, and still have to figure out exactly what materials I want to build those out of, I did get this tunnel over here set up that's going to connect to a spiral staircase. It goes down, and then there's going to be a staircase back up here, and a staircase back up here. This is like where 3 staircases all converge in a yellow wood, but I took the one less spiraled by, so I made all the difference. I don't know. Maybe that was a little hammy. Anyway, so the spiral staircases in Minecraft are a little bit obnoxious, not so much in D&D. In D&D they're fine, but like, I've been trying to avoid working on these as much as possible because I knew that they were going to be a pain. But this one, as a proof of concept, works pretty well within the space I have for it to kind of plunge upward. However, I eventually reach a point where it becomes problematic about here when it's going to start smacking into these 2 staircases that lead up into the throne room. So, what I'm probably going to end up doing here is having this convert into a switchback staircase, that fits inside of there. Let's ender pearl out for a second. I think I can ender pearl that. That's survivable. Great. Little overshooting there. Ugh, there's still so much space here that I need to fill in with dirt. I've also started on putting dirt and torches in to get the grid in place along this side of the castle, as well as a bit out front, which is a little bit monotonous work. I didn't see the need to do that on camera, but on the plus side, it decreases the odds of me, dying somehow, the more dirt that we have there. Oh, and I also ran to the end and got, like, better Feather Falling boots. I'm up to Feather Falling 4, Depth Strider 3, and I got Respiration on my helmet. So, in addition to replenishing my picks, which I've already chewed through this Silk Touch one pretty good. Gonna have to do some more of that. Is this wall supposed to be... I'm gonna probably fill that in. But, anyway, so these 2 stairs are the ones that are overlooking the spiral staircase. So I'm gonna turn the spiral staircase probably into a switchback staircase, because it's supposed to be a secret stairwell, unlike the grand stair that's supposed to be like, oh, guests come up here to go see the king and his court, and then they climb these. Like, these are supposed to be impressive. This is supposed to be a secret, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I figure that's fine. But yeah, anyway, so that is just kind of the progress I was able to make on this off-camera this weekend. There is still so much to do. But as you can tell, there's still a lot of ground to cover, literally, over here. And this chapel back here, I still need to get the footprint in. It's kind of one of those things where it's like there's always something cool to work on with this project. So I'm having a hard time staying focused. I'm kind of being mostly material constrained at this point because, I would look down here and go, oh no, I need more torches. I better go dig some more. Then I'd start digging some more. I go, oh no, my inventory's full of stone, which, oh hey, now that's what happened now. So now that my inventory is full of stone, it's like I better go work on the high castle. So I can just climb back up here. Now, in theory, I could try to ender pearl partially up this ladder, but I feel like that's kind of dangerous. But let's live dangerously. Did that? I don't think that saved me any time. Okay, so now that we've lived dangerously, we're going to try and live effectively by continuing up here. Now, I do need to get one more of these andesite walls in on this side as well. I've been just kind of mining out andesite incidentally as I do the catacombs. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop over here. And this spiral staircase is going to be huge as well. Like, the spiral staircases in this project are... I'm glad I started with one of the smaller ones first, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a confidence boost, and also to reassure myself that it's going to be okay to make some switchbacks and to do some things that are kind of within the vision of the... kind of the gameplay has to have stairs that follow certain rules more than it needs to have stairs that are architecturally perfect. Whereas other elements of this, I've tried to cling to the architecture as much as possible, though I've also completely changed how the walls look, which, you know, I'm happy with them. Whoops. Okay, let's head back down. Feather falling 4, go. Yeah, look at that, 3.5 hearts. Now, some people have said, Joe, you need to get an elytra. Whoops. Or put signs on the ground arbitrarily. But what I really need to do is get a mending book for that elytra. Now that I know that Cubfan has that awesome, what do you call it thing? The that trading village. I think I'm going to go over there. Although he sent out a message today to the hermits not to go to his base for right now, because he's got something spoilerific he's working on. So I'm not going to do that today in this episode. But I do need to go back there with my inventory full of trading gear and hopefully get something awesome, like a cool book. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure that these torches are exactly on the grid. Maybe they are. Oh, hey, that's nice. So if that's on grid, there should be one here and then another one here, I guess. Which, well, whatever, I'll fix that later. So let's take another 3.5 hearts of damage. A calculated risk. Calculated poorly, though. It looks like it was only 3 hearts that time. Now, I do have room here to probably just go ahead and knock out several of these at once. So I'm going to take care of that real quick. Time skip. Great. So now all I need is a ton of stone, and I can make these walls 50 feet high and be ready to go. Then we'll punch some windows in it, that sort of thing. I'm probably going to do a whole separate episode with the detail work on this chapel. But, man, it just seems like every time that I think I've got something to do, I'm immediately like, oh, but now I'm out of materials, so I better go do something else. So, here we go. Let's get some dirt and some sticks and go work on the yard a little bit. Where would be the optimal place to get going on that? I mean, really, now that I've defined that this only comes out this far, roughly, there's nothing really stopping me from just going nuts on this whole part of the yard here. Let's go ahead and make sure that we've got our torch grid in place as we go, because that's going to really streamline things. So, time skip. Well, now that we got this additional safety shelf in place, we've emptied significant numbers of our inventory slots. Freed up, you know, all this dirt. Like, I might as well empty it entirely. Now that's a completely reclaimed inventory spot. Before we go digging, you know, there's no sense in having the stuff all filled up. But yeah, we can run down now to the catacombs area I was in and dig out more of the dungeon. I think that that would probably be the best use of our time before we close out this episode, on account of me being out of things to build. So the hallway that goes this way is going to be kind of mirrored on this side as well. Whoops, wrong. I want to use the silk touch here so I don't have to bake anything unnecessarily. Boom. So technically I could just kind of mine out a mirrored version of what I've got over here, but really it might be more fun to come over this way and actually dig out more of the dungeon. If I flip over my map, I know that this room that the 3 stairwells converge in, which, oh, by the way, speaking of emptying inventory slots, let's put some stairs in here, you know, the proper way. But boom. Dang it. Unacceptable. Dang it. Wow, I don't know what it is. I think I'm just tired because I was working a lot this weekend. But okay, so we can start on the stairs that go up here too. These are going to go back a little bit further before they hit a landing. But, you know, and that's fine. Everybody loves new stairwells. They're exciting, they're fresh. They're like a Prince of Bel-Air, you know, delivered straight to your door via a stair. However, it might be more interesting if we actually proceeded up here, or sorry, well, you know what, let's do this for a little bit, and then we'll come back. Time skip. Okay, here we are. This is about where the stairwell's supposed to come out in relation to this. So, hey, that was actually fairly successful. So we can go ahead then and get the rest of this stairwell in place. Hopefully there's not any zombies around. I've noticed stuff spawning over here, kind of in general. These places that are not part of the grid, it's just kind of extra cow storage at this point, which is not maybe the best thing in the world, but and it's definitely not the best lit thing in the world. Well, I've come in here and I've marked out kind of where this junk room connects to the knight's mess hall and where the office is here. This all works out. This stairwell connects exactly to where it's supposed to, based on just measurements I took from back here. Like, it's crazy how relatively self-consistent this castle is. Even though I found a few problems here and there with getting everything to fit spatially, like, I started digging this out right here at the bottom of this pit, and that all connects and lines up just perfectly. So this is really reassuring. I was worried I was going to have some real problems there. But you know what? Before I go, I was going to do a little bit more digging, although I'm rushing to the surface now because I'm just so excited about how neatly this is all fitting together. This is just great. Now this is wonderful too, because now I have a shortcut back down to the dungeon from this side. I can just hop down here with an ender pearl anytime I like. Although, actually, I don't need an ender pearl really for that fall. I can safely survive that. But yeah, this is great. So I can just hop down these stairs now. I'm going to go ahead and hew out a little bit more overhead here. And we'll eventually enclose these entirely, so this will feel like it's underground more. Which it should. That's, you know, pretty crucial. Or crucial, as people say when they're in a real hurry. But yeah, so this room here, I wanted to get a little bit more definition to it. It's going to actually be a lot deeper than this. Not like down lower, but like go further from the stairwells. It's going to be about 30 feet back, it goes. And it's also going to have some cool niches, or hutches, I don't know, whatever these are, that are going to go right on this side and one on the other. So let's go ahead and do some quick digging of those. Okay, great. So we've got this room dug out where all three of these stairwells meet, which is really, really great. Because if these didn't meet up the way I thought they were going to meet up, I was going to have to restructure parts of the castle. This is wonderful. Now, I've got a room over here I need to dig out, which is like the king's, like, viewing place. He's got another balcony where he can look down on a torture chamber. He likes looking down on chapels. He likes looking down on torture chambers. Apparently, when you're a vampire, you just like having thrones in places that you can watch things, I guess. But anyway, I don't think I'm going to have time to dig that pit out this episode. I might do that off camera just to get the materials to, you know, carry forward with everything else. But this has been a very productive day. Anyway, thank you guys so much again for watching. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.